It's been a long time since I've used the timer. But I was peeling my mint away while we were doing that. So.
Oh, good job.
Yeah. How about you? What are you doing to get ready?
I was trying to get I thought I had a little container for my chili sauce, but apparently I don't. So I'm doing without.
Aha.
I'm using something else. But,
so this is the thing of mint that she got me this time, and the mint's all up on the branches. So I'm picking the leaves off. Anyway.
Love it. Gotta love it.
Were you able to find? I know we said we were going to do. I know we said we were going to do shrimp spring rolls. Were you able to find shrimp spring rolls?
So Thai restaurants.
Okay.
And technically, what we were looking for was a summer roll.
Oh, good, because I got a summer crab roll.
Yeah. So the funny thing is, I went to my local Thai place. There's a couple of them. One's better than the other in flavor. I think I talked about their service, but what have you. So I know they were not open yet, but they were there. And so I said, hey, I know you're not open yet, but can I get spring roll? And then they're all like, we open at 4:30. I said, yes, I understand that. And then they're like confused. So I said, okay, where else can I get a spring roll? And they're like, we open at 4:30. And I'm like, just not my question. So they sent me to the other Thai place, which was closed still. So I went to Safeway. And so I'm looking in the sushi section. And then she comes up to me and she goes, what are you looking for? And I said, spring rolls. She goes, oh, they're right here. But their spring rolls are the ones that are fried.
Yeah. That's the other thing is Gwen got me ones that are fried and stuff that were out of the case. But I went up to Eatsie's and got some today. They actually say crab summer rolls.
Okay, so then I said, oh, I didn't want that one. And the other one, she goes, oh, that's a summer roll. She goes, we're sold out. And I went, oh. And then she goes, well, this one's really good. I said, no, it's for my podcast. And I looked at her and I said, could you make one? And she's like, give me a moment. So she went and she looked, she had all this stuff and started working on it. And there's an art form to what people do. And so she's like, she rolls it up and I got a video of her taking care of this. And then she's waiting on it. And she goes, not yet. And then she's all too soon. And she's about to cut it. And she's like, too soon. And then she looked at me and said, it's okay. I got to go get some chips. So I had to go grab some Lay's chips because I left my chips at home. So I said, that's okay. So I came back.
I snuck some Doritos in, but anyway, yeah.
And so when I came back, she had it ready to go. And I asked for her name. Her name's Shu, the sweetest person at Safeway. And so she made this gorgeous summer roll. And of course, the Caprese salad, and this is what it looks like on the other side. But I didn't realize you have to wait for them to settle before you can cut it.
Yes.
Yeah. And then my Caprese salad with some gorgeous heirloom tomatoes.
Is that fresh basil? Oh my God. I wish I would have got fresh basil in mine.
I got this huge box. It's amazing. So, and then the other thing is that it came with a sweet chili sauce, not the peanut sauce that I really liked. But you know what? This is going to go very well with it.
Yeah. I get the same thing. A sweet chili sauce came with mine.
So that was my adventure this afternoon after my previous appointment went about an hour longer than I anticipated. And then had to drive back to Baltimore in traffic. It took half an hour to drive what should have been 10 minutes maybe.
Yeah.
So here we are. And then I'm like, I was going to call to order my spring roll ahead of time, but I didn't have time for that. And then I was on 3 calls back to back as I drove back. So I've had an interesting afternoon, and it's hot today in Portland. The sun is out. It is 70 some odd degrees. It's warm.
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. We'll see what it is here in Dallas. Hey, Siri. Hey, Siri. What's the temperature outside?
It's about 99 degrees outside.
Oh, so my sunny and high of 70 right now. It'll get to 71, I'm sure, but I'm at 70 right now. It's hot. It's hot and humid. I don't know what the humidity is right now, but it feels humid. Our air quality is good at 40. UV
So
index.
my mom told me if I'd have just asked, she has fresh basil and mint. But I had to go over there to get the simple syrup because the simple syrup was packed in the booze at mom's house.
45-degree humidity today. So
Gosh.
yeah, so I am splurging, or I splurged on new olive oil, Carapelli organic extra virgin olive oil for my caprese salad. So this is an absolute splurge. And then, and the reason it was a splurge is because it was on sale.
I know. By the way, and that was the one thing that I forgot to get was the balsamic vinegar for him.
So this is the one that I got. I've had this one, but I don't know that I've opened it before. Oh yeah, I had. The Negrice Italian vineyard maker since 1889. And then the other thing that I normally do, which I didn't grab, is that I normally like to sprinkle a little bit of salt, just a little bit.
So today's drink is supposed to be a mojito, and I thought mojito had like tequila in it. Until I read the recipe.
I hate it when that happens.
Yeah.
So it is. So for some reason, I had forgotten that I didn't have any rum at home. Yeah. And the only thing that was up at Sean's was spiced rum. So this morning I stopped and I figured I'd get a little Bacardi. I was like, that's not really what I wanted, but I was on a go. So the Josh at Stafford Liquor, which is, they just went to this huge space. I want something small. So he says, well, there's the fifth, you could do this. And then I said, yeah. And he goes, is that not what you wanted? I just wanted something different. He goes, and he told me exactly where to go. And he said, get the one in the gold cap. It was another one. Yeah. And so then I saw this one. So I grabbed the other one, grabbed this one, and I went, okay, I have these two. He goes, this one, because this one is it says Estate Diamond Light Rum, 5 year, aged 5 years. So after it's been distilled, it gets put into a cask. And the moment he said cask, I'm like, sold.
Yeah.
So it's in a cask for 5 years. And he said, if you're making mojitos, this is the one to go with. So it's cruzan, which in Spanish means to cross. Mm-hmm. So that's it's a pretty bottle. I like that the emblem is etched into the bottle. So this is new to me. I think I've seen it before, but I had never really tried it. But this one was nothing special on this one. No number of the bottle, no lot size or anything like that.
I went lot size. Oh my God, did I go? I just was glancing. I was trying to find something good. And white. Hold on. Wild Horse Distillery.
Ooh, okay. That's a beautiful bottle. I like that.
It's a beautiful bottle. All right. And it says right on it. All right. Because I mean, they had silver, they had gold. All right. And this was just a regular one. And I know that the recipe did say white rum, but you know what? And the only white rum I found, which I am not going to make it with this white rum.
Captain,
I'm sorry.
I know Captain.
Drinking Bud Light.
Well, spiced rum, I think you'd be okay. But
yeah, I love their spiced rum, but just regular. But I did find these little sampler bottles of some interesting ones, which is a silver rum from Largo Bay.
Okay.
But now, when you think rum, there's usually two flavors of rum you think about, right? There's a ton of flavors there, but what are the two flavors that everybody thinks about when it comes to rum?
Coconut and spiced are the two.
Exactly. So I could not pick up rum without getting coconut rum.
Nice.
So, and I may try one of mine. I did bring 2 cups up, so I may try one of my mojitos with the coconut rum.
Okay. Well, I have my 2 little glasses, and geez, I wonder what flavor besides traditional I'm gonna make.
Is that your leftover watermelon?
It's fresh watermelon. I actually juiced it this morning, and the interesting thing is I did find a recipe because I was just going to make my own, and I did find a recipe for it, after I had gone through the trouble of doing this, and it calls for watermelon syrup. And I'm like, I don't know about that. So what I did is that I added a little bit of sugar, because if you're making your own syrup, you're gonna 2-to-1 ratio sugar to water to make simple syrup. You add the watermelon, and I didn't look it up. It's just what I figured to make watermelon syrup. I'm like, I don't have time for that, so I just added a little bit of sugar to my watermelon juice. And the other thing that I did is that when I was blending it, I added some mint in here. So the way the recipe called is that you muddle your mint,
which is what I've been doing since we started here.
mint with your watermelon. Oh, here's my watermelon.
Well, I'm doing my mint with lime juice. So yeah.
And then once you muddle it, then you strain it. And so I'm like, I'm not going to do that. It's going to be as it is. I make a mess. I don't need to make more of a mess. So I kind of made things a little different. And I said, I'm going to make it my way, because that's part of making drinks and making cocktails, is doing something that's for you. So yeah. I did remember to bring my muddler, because thank you, Total Wine and More. I got this muddler for a pretty dirt cheap, and look at the way it's.
Oh my gosh!
It looks like a waffle maker. It's pretty cool. So I have some larger mint leaves, which my neighbor here, Renee, she's a massage therapist, brought me spearmint and regular mint. Gave me 2 plants. I haven't killed them; they've actually grown. So I got some of the smaller leaves to muddle, and the larger leaves for decoration. So, because that is what I'm about, is the mint.
Yeah. So I'm muddling mine really good now. All right, for a bit. I'm just going to do a traditional mojito, which calls for, they know what the traditional has into it. It says 10 French. The recipe I looked at up at all recipes. 10 fresh mint leaves, 1/2 medium lime cut into 3 wedges divided, 2 tablespoons of white sugar, 1 cup of ice cubes is needed, 1.5 fluid ounces of rum, and 1/2 cup of club soda.
Oh, you know what? I might have some club soda in the office and in the lunchroom, and let me grab my simple syrup, which I hope I have in here. If not, I'm just going to be using regular syrup.
I know. I tried one of mine today. I tried to make this earlier today with just sugar without the simple syrup. So,
did you like it that way?
To me, it had a bite to it. Like it needed a little bit of sweetening. It felt like so.
Oh, actually, I have my water in here. So I do have my water. I don't have the simple syrup, but I do have the sugar. So I'm going to make it that way. That's what happens sometimes when I get busy. I forget that I need to pick up things or organize it if they're not all put together. Whenever I pack, I like to have all the stuff in the same area, so I don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna.
So I did have extra lime juice up here in case I wanted to do lime. I started to keep lime juice around. So.
Yeah, I like my little lime juice, my Cecilia. That was there. Definitely knew I needed this. So, and so you want to muddle. Definitely the muddling. If you don't have a muddler, use if you have a wooden spoon.
Wooden spoon. Here's what I used tonight because of the fact that I was. This is like a juicer, hand juicer, and basically I could use the back end if I wanted to really muddle, but I was using the pointed end and really gouging with the pointed end from the juicer, which does the same thing. I don't have a muddler. I do need to get one.
Well, I didn't have one. That's why when I saw this one at Total Wine and More a couple of months ago or 3 months ago, whatever it was, and then I had it in the car for a little bit. I knew I needed one because that's something that it's like, hey, sometimes you need to muddle limes or mint or basil or whatever it is. And it truly makes a difference because it allows the oils to come out and the flavors. It's just very intense. Yeah, you could always use a little bit of essential oils or things of that nature, but it's just not the same.
It's not.
So I'm gonna add a little bit more there. And then you can always add, I'm gonna add more of the sugar before I add the lime. I normally like to adding a little bit of water just to help the sugar melt. Otherwise, what a lot of times what I have found, at least growing up, I always had to add the sugar to the water before I added the lime or the lemon, because if I didn't, then it wouldn't sweeten up. So what I did is that I added a little bit of the water in there with the sugar and the mint, and that helped the mint break up even further. So I'm going to do a little bit of the sugar water or the water over here. I'm not going to add any more sugar to my watermelon one because I've already added sugar to the watermelon. If I need it afterwards, I'll add it, but not to begin with, because I don't want anything too sweet.
Of course, I've got my stirring spoon up here, but I've got the small cup.
There's my...
As I drip it all over my desk.
And see, and that's what I still don't have is a stir stick. Oh, good deal. And you know what else I didn't grab? A fork. How am I supposed to eat this without a fork?
Aha.
I will make do. I will make do. Oh my goodness, my hair today has just been...
Okay, so see, I've got mine made.
Okay. Yeah.
And this is Tim's first attempt, all right? Realize, you know what I mean? I'm not really a bartender, but I play one on a podcast, so.
There you go.
Okay, I like this one better than the one I made this afternoon. It's because I added simple syrup instead of trying to do the sugar.
Okay.
But I'm thinking if I would have melted the sugar cubes and made it, it would have been better.
Okay.
So.
And they do call to shake, shake, shake. So I do have my ice cubes here.
They called yours to shake. Mine says stir. My recipe said stir.
Well, they're also making it in a bigger batch.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna then strain your. Oh, and it also calls to strain it. I am not gonna strain it. I mean,
my recipe said do not strain.
Yeah, I like having my mint in my mojito wherever I've had it. So, you know,
I've had mojitos in restaurants where they leave the mint in.
Where's my lime juice? Where's my? Okay. Another one to give you the. Love and lemons. Yeah, love and lemons didn't give me the best. You know, the all recipes usually is my go-to because they are so good with everything. Amount of time, quantities, pictures. A lot of times I don't need the pictures, but I'll add a little bit more lime juice because the first lime juice that I added was just enough to. But I probably should have done like measured it.
Yeah, me too.
Okay,
so I didn't measure tonight. Goes well with chips and dip.
Okay, so this one's 1.5 ounces of rum. So white rum, and then top it off with the soda water. And I'm going to use my muddler to shake, shake, shake. And then, of course, if you want it to look really pretty, you want to put the lime wedge, and then you can also add a really pretty mint leaf, especially if you've strained it. You want to make sure that you add a little something, something, make it look really pretty. So there's your mint leaf. And then I didn't use lime, an actual lime. Otherwise, I would have put a lime wedge in there.
So hold on. I can make a lime wedge on the edge of mine. I have tons of extra. There we go.
All right.
Pretty low.
So mine is Definitely, I think the simple syrup would have made it, would have been a little bit better for this one,
Mhm.
in my opinion. A little bit more simple syrup because it's a little bit on the tangy side. So I added a little bit more sugar. You gotta play with it sometimes. It's what do you like? What's your preference?
I know. That's what I said. When I made it earlier today, I was doing it with sugar instead of the simple syrup because I was going to try to do that. I have sugar cubes,
Mhm.
right? And piece of that tomato in my throat. Sugar cubes, so I was trying to melt it in. If I could have melted more sugar in, I could have had a better, sweeter taste than the simple syrup. I
Right.
think I would have liked it better that way. But it had the, you know what I mean, the really tart taste because I didn't have enough sugar in it.
Yeah, and so with the simple syrup, that would have just made it. And of course, I'm using my go-to Topo Chico. Always have it around.
I have some here somewhere, but I got club soda with this one. I should have gone Topo Chico and see. I'm going to do another one with the coconut rum to see if I like it with the coconut rum. Or wait a minute, I could just add the coconut rum.
Oh, there you go.
But hold on, I got to taste it with everything before I add the coconut rum.
Oh, most definitely, because you don't want to.
Don't want to mix my tastes up. So.
Okay. Okay, that's going to need a little bit more sugar, not much. And that made a huge difference. And I think this is a very light rum. Oh my goodness, this is very, very light. I really like it. It doesn't have an overpowering taste. So that was a good choice. Yeah.
The Caprese salad, not so much.
Okay.
Chips and dip, of course, goes with. Come on, chips and dip go with everything. But this summer roll with the, I mean, I'm glad I didn't do the peanut sauce. And we originally said we are going to do peanut sauce. I'm glad I went with the chili sauce because you add that chili sauce and you combine it with the mint. Oh man, is it a neat punch?
Right.
So
Let's see what this. And they will either sometimes depends on where you're getting it. They may add basil. Sometimes they add mint to your summer roll. But you can see the mine has the shrimp in there, and then it has the imitation crab on the inside.
So mine has crab into it, no shrimp. Wait a minute. No, that might be a piece of shrimp on the backside there. So anyway, I think it's a really good drink to go with the summer roll.
Yeah, I like that. A little bit of the sweetness of the chili sauce just enhances the drink.
Oh yeah. Whatever you thought you were lacking in sugar, the chili sauce boosted it.
Yes.
The drink.
So I'm going to add a little bit of the olive oil here to my Caprese.
So, a little more of my dip.
A little bit of the balsamic. We'll see how the balsamic does because that's going to, balsamic, you always want to just put in just a little bit because balsamic is such a strong flavor that sometimes you really have to watch how much of it you're putting into your salad. And I love the idea of having, I should have done the little, you really have to watch how much of your tomatoes.
Okay, so I think this is Lynn saying hello. Hey, Lynn. Robert, thanks for joining in.
Oh, nice corn.
And my mom so far. So, all right. I really, the only thing I'm gonna say, probably if I would have had the balsamic vinegar to go with the Caprese, I think that would have been the thing that would have made it, would have brought the mint out. Because I only have the olive oil. I don't have the balsamic vinegar. And I think that's what's the missing piece. Anyway.
Yeah, actually, I need to add a little bit more balsamic in my opinion.
Because I'll bet you that balsamic vinegar works very well with the mint.
Yeah. Even though we have, I have the basil in here, it goes well. It really does. It just because it's very fresh.
So now that I've done that, I'm going to stick me a little bit of coconut rum in here.
All right.
Stir it up some more.
These basil leaves, look how huge they are.
Oh, wow.
I got this big container. Oh my goodness, that was a lot of basil leaves. I see how you like that coconut. You put the lime in the coconut?
Yeah, I did. Okay, it's not a wait a minute. It's not a strong taste, but with the you know what I mean. It doesn't like the coconut doesn't overpower it, but it gives it a neat little twist.
Okay. Well, that's a good thing. I was thinking it might overpower.
No, I didn't, you know what I mean, because I added it with the other rum. I didn't make it totally with the coconut rum.
Okay. Yeah, because a lot of times when you're having anything with coconut rum, you can taste the coconut. I mean, it is prominent. This is, I mean, my poor heirloom tomatoes falling apart, but it was good. Mozzarella cheese, delicious. Basil, really good olive oil, and really good balsamic. So this is not too shabby.
I think what's making the spring roll or the summer roll really active is the chili sauce.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm glad it came with chili sauce as opposed to peanut sauce now.
Yeah, and I love peanut sauce, but yes, this chili sauce gives it a little something, something.
I'm thinking the peanut butter sauce would have made a whole different taste. No. I think the rum. I think if you do it with the coconut rum, I think you should do that. You should mix it, not full coconut rum. Part coconut rum, part your silver or white rum. All right, to balance the taste out, and it doesn't make the coconut overpower it.
Right.
Man, that is good. All right, got to try it with the Caprese now. I'm thinking the tomato is too much of a too much of a contrast for this drink.
My combination tastes good, and I think it's because of the balsamic that with the tomato and the balsamic, the balsamic really blends well with that heirloom tomato. So I think on my end, that's why it tastes so good for me.
Yeah.
And it could be that if I tried it without, maybe I'd go, this doesn't go.
Yeah, for some reason it's given the tomato a bounce. The tomato is the I don't want to say it's counteracted.
I'm definitely enjoying this one, but I'm gonna try the watermelon one now. One of the things that I had done last time and this morning was that after I strained the watermelon, I put what was left, all the pulp, if you will, to make ice cubes.
And a cube mix, yeah.
Because a lot of times you add your ice to your drink and then you're like, oh, well, now I'm watering it down. Wow.
Yeah.
Let's not water it down. Let's add some watermelon right back into it.
So why not? Why not? I mean, that's just in general. If you know you're going to be putting a flavor to your drink, why not put some of that flavor into the ice cube?
Right.
All right. You're not, you know what I mean? You're not making every ice cube out of it, but
right.
You know what I mean? It's going to enhance the flavor if the ice cube for that drink has that flavor already in it. So as it melts, it's still keeping consistent with your flavor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, and it's going to keep the color. I mean, it's just going to do so much more for your drink. So, I said I was going to measure this time. So I'm going to do the 1/2 ounce of lime juice. And I'm going to do some more muddling because I did add a little bit of sugar in here because, no simple syrup and no watermelon. What was watermelon syrup, which it called for, which was very different. That was very different. So, oh my goodness. My stuff went away. I'm telling you, I'm a mess today. But I did get, at least I was pretty excited that I got my watermelon done this morning. So let me see if I can. All right, so watermelon chunk. And it calls for watermelon chunks and juice of 4 limes.
Okay.
Yay, Cindy.
Cindy Lee. Cindy Lee, of course, thank you for sharing this out on your Bucket List web show. We do appreciate when you share our podcast out. Help us get more followers. We want to find more people who think the way we do and drink the way we do.
Right.
Oh, but,
so in this case, here's my rum with my lime juice and my mint already muddled, a little bit more sugar.
okay.
Now I'm going to add my watermelon juice. And I would think that you could add a little bit of ginger ale, maybe some.
I thought about doing that.
And then adding your watermelon ice cubes. And they pop up pretty easily. They pop up better than my other one. So see, big old ice cube, watermelon ice cube.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna have to drink a little bit because this is gonna spill over. There we go. So now you have this gorgeous watermelon ice cube on top of your gorgeous drink. And then you just drop a mint leaf right on top.
Drop a mint leaf, maybe sticky in a lime wedge.
And a lime wedge, yep. So you can just put it, there, just to float. It's essentially floating. You can see it floating right there. So this one should stay true to flavor because it's not ice. Because on here, my ice cubes have mainly melted.
Yeah.
And once my ice cubes
I
have
about 50% melted on my drink. And I do have to say, as I got down to the bottom half of the drink, there's more, the more mint is more enhanced.
Yeah, because it stayed towards the bottom. And you stirred yours. I didn't stir mine. I mean, I used the muddler.
Oh, I stirred.
Yeah. But part of it that's going to happen is as you continue to go down on your drink, it's the ice is going to melt, especially because this is at room temperature.
Yes.
This was chilled, but I mean, it's lime juice. And then my Topo Chico was at room temperature. And so this is definitely going to help it melt a lot quicker. So utilizing my watermelon ice cube, that I think is going to make a difference. Using fresh watermelon, oh my goodness, I'm glad that I added a little bit of sugar. Had I not, I think simple syrup would have been perfect. I don't think the watermelon syrup nor the ginger ale, because that would have made it too sweet. So I think soda water was perfect.
Your ginger ale has more sugar into it, and it's going to put more sugar into your drink. But it's sugared. It's sugar that's enhancing the ginger, not going to be sugar that's going to enhance the rest of the drink.
Right.
That's the problem when you use sodas in your drink.
So always try to go with simple syrup over using soda. If you're going to do soda water, there's no sugar in soda water.
Yeah.
So it'll give you the bubbles that you want.
Yes.
And then the simple syrup will give you the sugar because you get to control it. You don't get to control the amount of sugar that's in anything else, any juice or sodas. I mean, you know how much is in it, but then if you're trying to balance the amount of bubbles with the amount of sugar, it may not equate to what you're looking for. So if you want it to be to your liking, separate it.
Remember when I did over Christmas time, when I did the maple bourbon, old fashioned, where I put the maple syrup in as my sweetener. What do you think maple syrup would do in a situation of sweetening this drink? Would that twist too much on the lemon or not, or the lime, or no?
I think it's a little too much. It's like adding spiced rum. I think it's too much because the mint is supposed to make it nice and fresh and light. And if you throw in that maple syrup instead of a simple syrup, I think it's gonna make it a little too heavy.
As you taste the mojito, though, like your regular one, to me, mint is the flavor that comes out. You know what I mean? Because your regular rum is not flavored as much. Like I put the coconut in, so it's a taste of the coconut. The mint is the thing that's giving me the taste, not the lime.
Exactly, and that's what you want in a mojito. That's what you want. You want the mint to be forward. That's
the
what
mint's the mint's your punch.
Yeah.
Man, I think I did pretty good on this. So, how's the watermelon? Tell me about that watermelon and the mint.
This is so refreshing. So if you were to do this and you say, well, I don't have any rum or I don't want to add any rum, essentially juice your watermelon with your mint and a little bit of sugar if you want, or sweet and low, whatever it is, sparingly. Start with a little bit or use simple syrup. I think using simple syrup or making your own simple syrup versus doing like the flat on sugar in it, I think would work better because it'll one melt, but two, it'll balance out. But when you're mixing your watermelon and your mint, then you want to strain it.
Okay.
But then I put it into a mason jar because I had one available. Add some lime juice to this.
Okay.
And if you haven't added your simple syrup, add simple syrup. And then take all your extra watermelon, put it into your ice maker, your container. And so when you're ready to serve it, you put it into a punch bowl, you pop out all your watermelon cubes, the watermelon juice with the mint, and you can muddle more mint if you want or not, or just throw it in there. Slice up some lemons and limes, throw it in there, and add some Topo Chico. That's going to be one refreshing drink before you even add the rum. And then you can have the rum on the side for those that want rum. But this is a drink, in my opinion, you can put in a punch bowl and have it for summer.
Put this in. I was thinking you put it in a punch bowl. All right. I realize this drink calls for the rum. Mojito calls for it with rum. But, I mean, if you did this with tequila, it's a different drink. But
right.
I think tequila would take this would take this same thing because it would pull the saltiness of the tequila. I think your vodka would do the same thing.
Yeah.
All right. It would give you a straight flavor. All right. Your vodka's not going to take a sweet or salty on your flavor. It's just going to give you your alcohol punch to it. Am I right? Am I thinking right? I'm thinking that's what the watermelon is. You could add almost anything to this. All right. I know it calls for rum, but you can add almost anything to it and we make a flavorful drink. And it would still feel summery.
It would. And you're just asking for a vodka mojito. And then, you just have to see what is it that you like and then adjust it, because that's the whole point of finding your flavors. What do you like? Now, if you're going to use vodka, in my opinion, you definitely want the simple syrup in there.
Yes, I can see that. I would not go with your sugars if I had vodka.
Vodka, gin, tequila are a little bit more, pack more of a punch than if you get a very delicate rum. I would consider this a delicate rum, a delicious, absolutely delicious rum. I mean, I have to taste this on its own. But in the mojito, kudos to Josh over at Stafford Liquor that said if you're making mojitos, you're
Exactly.
definitely gonna be happy with this one. Even more than just their light rum, this one. Yeah. Ooh, honey to watermelon. Okay. I could do that. I can see that. I can hang with that.
How about honey in a drink? Do you think honey as opposed to your sweetener, your simple syrup?
I think that you still need to, if you're using honey, because honey's so thick, I would what I would do is that I would add warm water and honey so that that way you get your sweetener, but you've thinned out the honey. Because what will happen is that the honey will end up at the bottom and you're going to have to continue to stir unless you have.
The same thing happens if you're trying to make your own simple syrup. You try to put your sugar in and try to dilute it. All right, same thing. Your sugar drops all to the bottom. It's the same problem.
But when you're diluting it, if you're making your own simple syrup, you're usually cooking it, so it's boiling water, and the sugar it's so granular. Honey is not. Honey is that it's just thicker. You just need to soften it a little bit with warm water, and then you have to cool it down. I think it could work, especially if you like that honey flavor. The thing is that the moment you add honey, that is adding to the flavor of the drink. And the flavor of the drink doesn't always call for that honey flavor. Like I love tea.
Sugar actually enhances the flavor you have in the drink.
Right.
Honey is going to give you an added flavor. Same thing with the maple syrup. It's going to give you an added flavor. Wait a minute. Did you see what Robert wrote? I prefer the potato to the vodka, French fries.
I'm not a big potato fan of vodka potatoes potato vodka. There we go. I'm not the biggest fan. And it's made a lot here in Oregon. It's a thing and people love it. There's a bottle that goes for like $22 and it was a fundraiser. I think they sold that bottle for like $85. It was a fundraiser.
I always say I'm doing my mashed potatoes wrong. How much vodka do you put in them?
I like the way you think there, sir. But so
yeah. Interesting things on this. By the way, this weekend, so we're looking at houses this weekend. And we stop at a McDonald's to get a snack.
Okay.
All right. And it's the first time I've gotten McDonald's French fries in a long time because I usually don't eat the fries. I just eat a sandwich and a drink, and that's all I get. But I got the fries. McDonald's fries aren't as good to me anymore.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Because what kind of vodka was in it?
That's the problem, McDonald's. You don't have enough vodka in your French fries.
I will say In-N-Out's fries have gotten better. Maybe it's because they're Oregon potatoes. I don't know, but I never cared for In-N-Out fries. And I've always liked those thicker, like the steak fries, because I can put ketchup on every single one of them. Whereas when you get skinny fries, I usually just pull out like 3 or 4 and just, it's usually in a kid's meal as I'm driving. I haven't done that in a time. It's been a long time.
Yeah. I like In-N-Out fries. It's, what's the other burger joint that we go to? Five Guys. Five Guys burger. Their fries are usually just too greasy to me. And I really, because I don't eat fries that much. It used to be like McDonald's French fries used to be the greatest things in the world.
Right.
They don't taste as good anymore.
That's because you don't really eat them all that much, so it's kind of
Yeah. So anyway, this has been an interesting taste this week because again, this was a drink I've had before, but I've had in a restaurant. It's the first time I've made one. So making it and understanding the taste of it involved into it while making it. So
right. So there was this restaurant. It's no longer there. It was in Pasadena, California. It was called Xiomara with an X. Xiomara.
Mm-hmm.
I thought if I ever have a daughter, I'm going to name her Giomara because I love that pronunciation, the way it's spelled. It's so different, very unique. And the place had this machine, and they would put the sugar cane through the machine, and the machine would separate the sweetness of the sugar cane from the pulp, if you will, that's left over, and it would do the separation. And they would make their mojitos with freshly pressed sugar cane.
Wow.
It was an absolutely delicious mojito. I think it's the best I have ever had. Absolutely on point, delicious. And then I closed out.
Wait a minute. Where can I get real sugar cane to experiment with?
I have seen it at some of the like the Asian markets. They're usually already the skin of it, if you will. It's just the sugar cane. If you want the actual true sugar cane, now you can find sugar cane it's already sugared. They call it sugar cane, but it's already in this mold, and you just melt it. But some of the Asian markets will have pieces of sugar cane outside the skin of the sugar cane, where it's like it has all the inside of the bark, if you will, and then they have it wrapped, and then they sell it by the pound. But you would have to then blend it, or use your juicer. Yeah. The Negroni. Oh yeah, I love the Negroni. Yeah, absolutely.
I've not had it, so we're gonna have to do that sometime on our show. So.
Yep, I've had it before. I've had it sometimes if they don't have an old fashioned. If they have a Negroni, I'll go with the Negroni. It's kind of old fashioned. Then I'll go with something else, and then Negroni's kind of like fourth on the list, third or fourth. Because it just reminds me a little bit of the old fashioned, even though it's gin in there, but it has vermouth, and it's just yummy.
Where was I? Oh, I was watching the Yellowstone this weekend.
Oh, I am so hooked on that.
Me too.
Oh my goodness.
And Beth Dutton goes in and she says, "I'll take a glass of Tito's with ice and an olive." And she's like, and they're like, you want a martini? No, martini has vermouth in it. You drink that with friends. I'm not drinking with friends right now. I just want straight up vodka.
Beth, it's like when I first saw her, the first episode where she came out, I'm like, I don't know that I like her. And then as the episodes went on, I'm like, I think I kind of like her. And then the one thing actually I thought about her this morning, or yesterday, she says, "Yes, Daddy." The way she says "Yes, Daddy" with such a sentiment. It's like, oh my goodness, it's like I always called my mama, mommy, or mama. It was always that sweetness in there, that it was like just tiny little thing. So she talked to her dad that way. I thought that was the sweetest thing. But she crazy. You don't want to mess with her.
Don't make me go Beth Dutton on you.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
It's like, where were you all night? Just taking care of business like you asked me to, Daddy. It's like, okay, I have no more questions asked. It's like he's done.
Yep. Well, it's been a good episode today. All right. I learned a lot about making a mojito, and my thing is add a little bit of the coconut rum to it, a regular mojito. It'll give it a little more freshness, and it goes very well with a spring/summer roll. I don't think it goes very well with the Caprese salad as I thought it would. But then again, I don't have the balsamic vinegar, and I think that's the taste that I'm missing is making that. What's your opinion on today's episode?
No, most definitely. This was the mojito is very versatile.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. It's very light. It's very refreshing. The watermelon mojito is absolutely the bomb. Loved it. Absolutely delicious. Even if I had not strained all the stuff out of it, all the pulp, if you will, I think it still would have tasted good. It would have been a little bit thicker, a little bit more to chew through. But I think the flavors, the mint, the lime, the watermelon, simple syrup is delicious. Adding the rum, such a delicious rum here, just gave it a little extra little something something.
Mhm.
It was delicious. And I think it definitely, that chili sauce went well. And for me, it did go well. I mean, my basil has a little bit of a kick to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then with because I had some because I love basil, I'm like, whoa! It almost had like a licoricey taste to it. Absolutely delicious with my fufu olive oil. If you're going to be doing anything like that where you're adding olive oil or balsamic, go. You know what? Splurge.
Go high end. Go good stuff. Don't chip out on your ingredients.
Yeah, you're not cooking with it. You're having it just as is, as though you're having raw fish. If you're having sushi, that raw fish, you need high quality. If you're having your balsamic and your olive oil on your caprese, get high end. Mm-hmm. You are not going to regret spending a little bit more money because guess what? This was the same price as the Bertolli.
Yeah.
Splurge. You're not going to regret it. You're going to love it.
Well, that's it. I mean, flavor comes out all right for the, you know what I mean? For me, it's why we did this show. It's finding the flavors in things. Yeah. Not just we put the dash of this and dash of that. No, it's the flavor. I got good organic mint to muddle, right? Because it's a mint and the flavor that I do with this is why I mean, why we made this recipe. You know, that's one of the reasons why I always go with stuff that's going to give me the flavor. It's why I joked about the Captain Morgan. All right. Captain Morgan is Bud Light of rums. Now there's spiced rum all day long, baby.
If it was spiced, I think maybe, but not in a mojito and something else.
Yeah.
You can throw it in hot cocoa. Put Captain Morgan spiced rum in a hot cocoa.
You're right. Oh, we're going to have to do that for an episode.
Yeah, that'll be November, December. You know, once it gets cold, we're going to do something fun and take some of these well-known that we consider okay and make them fun. I think that's what good.
Make them good with the right adding of ingredients. So.
Yeah. And they definitely went. My drinks both went well with my Lay's, plain old classic Lay's potato chips.
Oh, I went with kettle still, and of course I had a couple Doritos in there.
Of course you did.
Yeah. You know, before I had a podcast, I didn't keep Doritos in the house. I'd gotten healthy with all my stuff. Now I keep a bag of Doritos that I pull out a little bit every week.
Once in a while, you can't completely shut everything down. You have to live a little, and it's okay in moderation.
It is.
You're going to enjoy things. It's when you start going overboard that it's like things go south. So don't go overboard, y'all.
Yeah, don't go overboard, which means that you should also drink responsibly. So
exactly.
Yeah. So next week we're going to do a shall we say? I'm not going to give away the secret. We're going to do a red, white, and blue theme with some Americana stuff because the week after is the 4th of July, and we will not be doing an episode on the 4th of July.
Correct. Oh my goodness, I had the list of this stuff and I think I lost it. It was.
I have it. Don't worry. We're going to surprise them with what it's going to be. We're not going to tell them because it's a red drink, a blue drink, and a white drink.
That's what I wanted to kind of look at.
Yeah, we're doing red drink, blue drink, white drink, and it says we come up with. I don't think we're going to drink the whole drinks on all three because I looked at the recipe for all three, and we would not be walking home very, very much.
Yeah, no, we don't want that.
We drank all three.
But make your own red, white, and blue drink. And what goes well with barbecue?
Well, that's it. I think we put down there for barbecue. So we did it. You know, we do have hamburgers and hot dogs. I might actually cook up some of my ribs to go with it because it is supposed to be a celebration of Americana, red, white, and blue. All right. But we do have three very interesting drinks that we will share with you guys next week.
So go to Costco, grab one of their hot dogs. Grab your favorite red, white, and blue drink, whether it's one or all of them, that's fine. And then join us. See what is it? Man, I will send you a $5 Starbucks gift card if you pick one of the drinks we come up with.
Aha. I love it. So, all right. In the meantime, all right, guys, we put on this episode every week, all right, because it's our business is sponsored. I'm Tim Gillette, Simple Easy Marketing. Go to simpleeasyevents.com or timgillette.com find out more about how I help people with their marketing. And Gladys is
Insurance by Design. I help small business owners in Oregon, Washington, and California with their employee benefits. And one thing that I'm so proud to say is I sent my second book to the publisher. So be on the lookout. I will be having my next book published over the next few months, hopefully in third quarter before fourth quarter, on creative employee benefits. So look out for that.
Hey, you know what? At the end of 2022, after we've done a full year of we should do the Like the Way You Drink recipe book.
I think we should do that. We got
We'll
the
talk. Just to tease them. Yeah, we're gonna do it. You just have to figure out when. Anyway.
I love it. I love it.
So make sure I can catch up on all of our comments. So Cindy Lee, 4th of July, Independence Day, National Barbecue, Spare Ribs, National. Okay, see, she knows all the days.
That's what Cindy's here for, to let us know.
We're just gonna have to get Cindy as part of the team and tell us what to do on what days.
Yep, tell us what to eat.
Yeah, tell us what to eat. So
Tell us what to eat, and we'll figure out the drinks that will go with that food.
There we go. So anyway, well, truthfully, I'm the one who comes up with more of the food. You come up with the drinks.
Yeah, true story on that.
So. All right, guys, have a great week. We will see you guys next week. All right. Please drink responsibly. All right. But have fun while you do it.
That's right. Like the way you drink.
Yeah. All right. Bye, guys.